Okay, so you've been there, right? You're just scrolling online, and bam! You get completely sucked into one of those short, super dramatic romance stories. You know the ones I'm talking about. Betrayal, huge plot twists, epic love confessions, all packed into just a few minutes. They are literally everywhere, and they're so addictive. But why?
Well, it turns out there's a kind of secret recipe. These aren't just random, chaotic stories. They are emotional roller coasters that have been very carefully built using some powerful, timeless ingredients. And today we're going to pull back the curtain and deconstruct that formula, piece by powerful piece.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the core formula itself. Then we'll dive deep into 3 classic recipes that you see all the time: the Cinderella story, the sacrifice, and of course, the beast. And then we'll wrap it all up by digging into the psychology of why these stories just work on us so well.
Right, so this isn't just about what happens in the plot. We're going way deeper. We're looking at the hidden architecture of these stories. You know, the classic, timeless tropes that have been grabbing our attention for literally centuries. Think of them like the secret blueprints for creating maximum emotion in minimum time.
All right, first up, let's talk about the story of Emmy, who's a maid, and her super wealthy boss, Daniel. Their story is like the perfect modern-day example of one of the most famous recipes in the book, the Cinderella story. So, what exactly is the Cinderella trope? Well, it's pretty much the ultimate wish fulfillment fantasy, isn't it? It's that classic story of the underdog, the person no one sees, whose inner worth and goodness finally shine through, catapulting them from the shadows right into the spotlight of glamour and love. And this story? Oh, it hits every single beat of the formula. First, you've got the classic mix-up. Emmy the maid is mistaken for Daniel's fiancé. Then, the connection. They go on a fake date that, surprise, leads to a very real spark. Next, the drama. The villain publicly exposes her as just a maid. And finally, the big payoff. Daniel chooses her for who she is, not what she has.
This right here is the turning point. After Emmy's secret is blown wide open, Daniel has this incredible moment of clarity. He's not just talking business here. He's basically shouting from the rooftops that what he felt was real, and it's way more important than any social game. This is that fairy tale moment we were all waiting for.
And hey, just in case you had any doubt about what you were watching, the story just spells it right out for us. The villain literally calls her Cinderella. It's like a little wink to the audience, confirming that, yep, we are watching a classic fairy tale play out. It's such a smart way to tap into the power of a story we already know and love.
Okay, next up, we've got a recipe that dials the stakes way up. This one is all about proving your love through a massive sacrifice. In the story of Lucas and Gwen, we meet a character who is willing to risk everything, I mean everything, including his life, for just a chance at love.
The ultimate sacrifice trope is an absolute powerhouse. Why? Because it pushes the emotional stakes to their absolute limit. We're not talking about just buying some flowers here. No, we're talking about characters enduring incredible pain, maybe even staring death in the face, all to prove their love. So in this story, Lucas, who uses a wheelchair, makes this huge, life-altering choice. He's going to undergo a surgery that could actually kill him, all for what his friend calls a teeny tiny small chance to walk again and win back his girlfriend, Gwen. The risk is just astronomical, which makes his gesture feel unbelievably massive.
And right here, this is the heart of the whole conflict. Gwen's love has a condition attached. She'll only give Lucas another shot if he can stand. It's such a stark contrast to his friend's perspective, which is that real love is about unconditional support. This whole setup lays the groundwork for a really tragic but powerful lesson. And then you get the gut punch. Lucas actually survives the surgery. He walks into a party to surprise Gwen, and he finds her with another guy. His ultimate sacrifice didn't win her back. But in that crushing moment of heartbreak, he finds something maybe even more important: his own self-worth. This story flips the sacrifice trope to teach a powerful lesson about self-respect. All right, our final recipe today is a tale as old as time. For real. In the story of Maya and Henry, we're not looking at a huge, dramatic gesture, but at the quiet power of love to heal a deeply wounded heart. This is the Beauty and the Beast formula.
I mean, we all know this story, right? You have a character who's a total beast on the outside. They're cruel, angry, pushing everyone away, but it's all because they're hiding some deep inner pain. Then someone comes along who's kind and patient enough to see past all those thorns,
and their love heals the beast and reveals the prince hiding inside.
Henry's transformation is, well, it's stunning. And you can see it right here in his own words. He starts off as the full-on beast, just lashing out at his new assistant, Maya. But her endless kindness just keeps chipping away at his walls, until, by the end, he has this incredible moment of hope. He's a completely different person.
But hold on, because here's the twist that just takes this story to a whole new level. Maya isn't just some random kind-hearted maid. No, she's actually a psychology researcher on a secret mission to prove that love can literally save a person's life. Her kindness wasn't random at all. It was a targeted, scientific intervention. Wild, right?
So, we've broken down the Cinderella, the sacrifice, and the beast. 3 totally different recipes, but they all manage to pack this massive emotional punch. The big question, though, is why? What is it about these specific formulas that just gets us every single time?
Well, the answer's pretty much baked into our basic human psychology. These stories are like a potent cocktail of our deepest desires. They give us wish fulfillment. We love to see the underdog win. They give us moral clarity with really obvious heroes and villains. They give us a huge emotional release through all the high-stakes drama. And on top of all that, our brains are just wired to love patterns, and these familiar story structures feel comfortable, like coming home.
So, here's the real bottom line. These stories aren't popular just because they're simple. They're popular because they are masters of a timeless storytelling language. They speak directly to our core hopes for justice, for redemption, and for the idea that love really can conquer all. And that's the genius of it for our online world. This language is so efficient, it can deliver that huge emotional hit in seconds, not hours. It's the absolute perfect formula for a world where our attention is the most valuable thing there is.
And that's a wrap. You know, pulling back the curtain on these stories doesn't ruin the magic. If anything, it shows you the incredible artistry behind them. So the next time you find yourself hooked on a viral romance, you'll know the secret recipe. The only question left is, will you ever be able to watch them the same way again?